go, it was Jameis Winston leading his Buccaneers out of the tunnel. They're on their feet here in Tampa as the Bucs get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come in off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
First carry now. This is Hill. He'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Second down following the run. Again, they run with Hill. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know it's the first half, but it's still hard to curb the enthusiasm for that stop. 3rd and 1, and the offense can't get there. The defensive team has got to feel very good about themselves. Great job out leveraging the offense.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention. First carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Screen play, Johnson. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down following the incompletion.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw. Now he's forced, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jordan Jenkins in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Play clock winding down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
3rd down now following the completed pass. From the gun, Winston. He's got Evans. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Jameis now on 1st down. Underneath here to Hill. And he is knocked down from the side at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 2nd down, Hill looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Jameis to throw it. They set up the screen to Hill. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
Dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, the Buccaneer pressured too much. Down he goes. Robert Ayers in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A first down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? That you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out.
It's just a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Stop the offense, but you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They run it again with Hill. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a handoff. Here's Hill. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
Now only needed a yard, instead went backwards. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
First carry here for Robinson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll set up to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. And that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. But on that play, there was zero space, no gain.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have the highlights of this first half, but he won't have touchdowns because we haven't had any to this point.
But there's still time, though, partner.
And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks, right at the line of scrimmage. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter up in Minneapolis. That one has really opened up. The Vikings have just scored again. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll look to throw here, and a dump off here to Robinson. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The Browns trying to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Fernandez. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. In position for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it. They're going to look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And before the 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he's going to go down in the field of play. So they say no to the field goal try. And time has run out on this first half.
All right, Brandon, back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get you caught up on all the highlights from the first half. Both the Buccaneers and the Browns have very low rushing totals. It has not been an effective part of either team's game plan, and you wonder if either side will give a more concerted effort to run it in the second half. All right, let's roll the highlights. It's 1st and 10. Here the pass is completed into coverage, and he ends up at their own 49-yard line. Browns, though, would settle for just a field goal. So that's it for us. We'll go back now to Tampa for the start of the second half.
Okay, thank you, Larry. A low-scoring affair, all even, as we ready for this second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going. Here in quarter number 3. On the return, this is Denard Robinson. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here we go now. Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. To the right side and complete to Njoku. A good pickup there, a 22. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Denard Robinson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. Again, it's Hill. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Winston. A dump off now to Hill. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 20. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They go to Johnson again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there. Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover it? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. 2nd and inches is oftentimes
an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just have a great tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On second down, Johnson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Jenkins. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They begin the drive with Hill. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hill, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Right side caught by Jackson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands,
speed, I mean, a flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Coleman has it here right side. 20. And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll drop the throw. Screen play, Johnson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And Winston lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 42 yards.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. We've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders, and Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. And we are set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Room to run inside the 40. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Hitting the home stretch here in a great game, a tie game. Let's see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back. They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his right. This one complete to Coleman. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And at this stage in the game, every play is magnified here as we get down to the nitty-gritty. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Play clock down at 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And now running right through it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. So the situation very simple here. Late game, down 7. They've got to get it in the end zone.
And the best players know how to be calm in these situations because you know right now his pulse is like a jackhammer. So how does he rein it in, make sure the team has a little bit of calm, coupled with that sense of urgency. Got to walk that line a little bit, but get it downfield in order to score, and then put the pressure on the guy who kicks the ball because he could tie the game.
It's been a fun game. It all comes down to this. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
He's back to throw. Evans has it left side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Back to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
The Bucs on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. He's got Evans. And he takes us down deep into Cleveland territory. An incredible play there on 4th down. And even 40 yards. He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
Elsewhere, they're on to the 4th quarter at MetLife Stadium. And the Cowboys have wound up winning that football game. Dez Bryant sitting right at 100 yards receiving in that ball game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And as the fourth quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend. They want to go ahead and win it right now.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. There he goes, right side. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Duke Johnson with time running out. And the Browns have moved out in front.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
And he's able to put it through. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. And he knows it, they know it, everybody in this stadium knows a touchdown and a PAT, and they can walk away with a win.
So it's time to focus, and just focus on the task at hand. Everything that's been practiced along the way. This 2-minute drill gets practiced all the time. How things have to be run, the types of plays that they like in this situation, the types of throws the quarterback likes, get it downfield. But there is a little extra urgency because they know they can finish it right here. Touchdown, and as you said, PAT, and they walk off the field winners.
Down 6 in crunch time.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Here's Winston. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Only 1 timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have 1 timeout left. and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice in the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
Yeah!